Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show where I may or may not change my background. A lot of you were like, Jesse, change it up back there, man. I guess over here. Change it up over there. And so I have. I stuck some Ruined King stuff here from the collector's edition. That's Joe Mad artwork. Love that, man. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you want back there? What do you want from me? This is a fly-by-night operation I got going on here. Anyway, today in the news, Activision Blizzard is once again being taken to court, this time by the family of one of its former employees. As you all definitely know by now, Activision Blizzard has come under fire for everything from equal pay violations to sexual harassment. And if you read the filings and articles last year when all the news came out, one of the saddest moments was the discovery that an employee killed herself due to the harassment faced at the company. Well, the family of the young woman, Carrie Monahan, is suing Activision Blizzard for wrongful death. The family says the sexual harassment Monahan experienced while working at Activision Blizzard was a significant factor in her death by suicide, which occurred shortly after her male coworkers circulated nude images of her. Her supervisor even brought sex toys on a business trip she went on with him. Activision Blizzard, of course, when these claims came out last year, said they were false and misleading and all the other trash things they say to cover up their gross corporate asses. Just like then, now, instead of responding to the lawsuit, they just said how sad they are about her death. The stupidest, most actually disrespectful part of the entire thing is them saying, out of respect for the family, we have no further comment at this time. Oh, piss off. You suck, Activision Blizzard. Meanwhile, in things I actually do enjoy and don't piss me off, last Friday in the wee hours of the early morning here in the States, Final Fantasy XIV's latest live letter took a look ahead into the future of the game and patch 6.1. Now, if you don't know why this is fun and newsworthy, the game just wrapped up a 10-year story arc, tying up loose ends and closing the books on previous chapters of the game. So now, everyone's kind of like, what comes next? Well, apparently, a lot. One of the key things they seem to be doing is taking the RPG part of the MMO more seriously and going back and changing up some of the older content to make it more single-player friendly. Updating the trust system, which is where NPCs or main characters can run dungeons with you rather than other players, and down the line making sure that works with older content. They also talked about the week before that they're updating the look of the game as well. New story missions, new raids, new PvP, new housing areas, just the whole thing has this sense of new. And I've often wondered, on stream or privately with friends, how are they going to bring new people to the game as well? It is a decade-old game. Well, if the whole thing feels new, like a new adventure is starting, or it's something that you don't want to miss out on, well, that's kind of a rarity in the MMO space. Something you don't see a lot of MMORPGs trying to do, trying to constantly bring in new people while keeping their story and their identity intact. You see a lot of games that are like, oh yeah, no, come join, but they aren't really story heavy. This one is, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what they do to bring new people in and at the same time keep the integrity of the overall game. It's gonna be fascinating. We'll find out more in April when 6.1 finally drops. Very excited for that. Speaking of Square Enix, the open world action RPG Forspoken, a game that a lot of us were hyped about whenever it was first shown a few E3s back, and have been hyped about ever since. Very excited. Has been pushed from May to October. In a statement on Twitter this morning, the team tweeted that their vision for this exciting IP is to deliver a game world and hero that gamers across the globe will want to experience for years to come. So getting it right is extremely important to us. To that end, during the next few months, we'll focus all our efforts on polishing the game and can't wait for you to experience Frey's journey this fall. Great? I mean, it sucks we don't get it sooner, but like, you only get one launch. So you might as well do it right, and if a delay is needed, delay away. Let's make sure this thing comes out and is as hype as I want it to be. Speaking of games coming out, we've got a bunch of releases this week. Tomorrow, Have a Nice Death, the 2D roguelike game where you play as an overworked death who's tired of all this afterlife nonsense ruining his vacation plans. In order to take control again, you grab your trusty scythe and kick some butt. Wednesday, PC and Xbox can look forward to RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. This hand-drawn RPG done directly on a notebook of the young boy creating the world looks visually striking and both reminds me of previous games, yet has its own completely new vibe. It definitely appears to be worth checking out. On Thursday, Chocobo GP comes out on Switch. If you like Final Fantasy, if you like Mario Kart, and you want both at once, this is the game for you. It's got story mode, series races, trials, and online tournaments. And finally, on Friday, WWE 2K22. For all those wrestling fans who want to live out their dreams of body slamming a man through a table without any physical trauma or dealing with Vince McMahon. Anyway, that's it for the news today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you again for all the comments and the likes and sharing. That's awesome that you're doing that. And also thank you to everyone over at patreon.com/Jesse Cox. It's your support that means that I don't got to worry about YouTube and all of its nonsense. It means the world to me, especially JS, Sarah Jones, and Daniel Evans. Thank you all so much for the support. That's it for 5 Minute Gaming News. See you all tomorrow.